What's going on, guys? It's Lewis here with Crypto Elite, and we're going to do another market update video today. We've had some crazy things happen literally just today, so probably a good idea to get into a little bit of a market update. So you can see that we jumped all the way up and then we fell all the way back down. So let's just get into this. I want to start off with the main stuff that I always do. So first things first, CBBI, Crypto Bitcoin Bull Run Index. It is 30 right now. So I want this to come back down to a 5 for me to just go all in. And otherwise, I'm just going to wait until it pops all the way up here. Excuse me. and then I'll get out. So yeah, nothing really to do with this right now. Same thing goes for this Pi cycle top indicator. Obviously, this is a cycle top indicator, not the bottom, so nothing to do with this. Then we got the R hodl ratio, looking for this to come back down into the green for me to go in crazy heavy. I am in pretty heavy right now, but these are all just things that I look at and to make me know whether or not I should be going in with what I have left, or perhaps getting money from other sources or selling some things and going more heavily into crypto when these things are at the bottom. Of course, then we also have the Bitcoin rainbow chart. Right now it's in the buy. What is this? The buy or the accumulate sale? I think it's in the accumulate. So not even in the buy, not even the basically fire sale. So nothing to do with this. We're at a very peculiar time with Bitcoin right now. Same thing with the fear and greed, 57, nothing to do with that. Okay, so let's go on to the crypto total market cap. It popped all the way up from this top down to the bottom, all the way back up to the 23.6 Fibonacci resistance, which correlates with the 61.8. Actually, no, it correlates with this previous support / this previous resistance. Popped up here and then fell back down, and now it looks like we're going to make initially a double top, and then we'll see what happens after that. But right now the total market cap is bullish, because you could see if we zoom in here that we made a high, a lower high, a lower high, and then finally we made a higher high. So that is very bullish. So typically when you have these lower highs, then you make a higher high, then the price it'll come down just a little bit, and then it'll continue moving up. That's typically the situation of what we see. So just like what we saw here, not just like this, but we did see it coming down, and then we made a higher high. It came down a little bit and then made another higher high. So I would expect this change of trend to continue. So this was in a downtrend, but now since we broke past this high right here, now the total crypto market cap is in an uptrend. So I would want to buy on a retracement, as opposed to, say, right here we made a lower low, our first lower low, and we had a bearish market structure shift. So I would want to sell on a move up. That's what I wanted to do back here. But now, because we made a bullish market structure shift to the upside, obviously it's bullish, I want to be buying on the way down. So that's the shift right there. Same. And anyway, let's move on. So that's the total market cap. Total market cap 2, what you can see here is that we came from this top all the way down to below the 2018 highs and the 2022/2023 bottom. So we actually came below that. And I don't know why I have this in here. I need to change that. And what happened here? I should have more information on this chart. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make more information. I'm gonna put more info on this chart, and then I'll get back to this. But this is the total 2, which is the altcoins and Ethereum altcoins and everything else other than Bitcoin. Then we have the dominance levels. So the dominance levels, we did break down for the altcoin dominance levels. So the altcoins are falling compared to Bitcoin in terms of dominance, and they've fallen below this huge structure. So that's, like I said last time, that's concerning to me, because typically when something consolidates for a very, very long time, and this has been consolidating since May 2021, then it breaks, whichever direction it breaks is usually the direction that it's going to be in for quite a long time. So It looks as if altcoins are not going to perform as well as Bitcoin for a long time. The only thing that I have to say about that, though, is that this is the 38.2 of this move up, and we did hit it. So because we hit this, I do expect a little bit of a bounce, but ultimately, for the foreseeable future, I see altcoin dominance continuing to go down as more money gets put into Bitcoin until either the 50% or the 61.8%. And so I am in alts right now. I do have alts right now, but ultimately I want to go really heavy into alts, like really heavy in alts when this comes down to this level down here. Although I don't fully, you can't just use this, market cap dominance levels. Excuse me, you can't just use the dominance for determining when to get in and to get out of alts, because this doesn't work all the time. So you need to use a lot of different charts, but this is just what I'm saying right now with just this chart right here. That it's pretty bearish for alts and in the medium to long term, but in the short term, it could bounce and alts could see a little bit of a move up. And then the Bitcoin dominance is the inverse of that. So Bitcoin, it did come back up to this level, and I would expect it's to fall a little bit from there before ultimately, popping back up. But you can see this was major support all over here. So it's probably going to be resistance now, because support turns into resistance. And now that it hit it, I would expect a little bit of rechase and alts to outperform Bitcoin for a short period of time until it just really zooms all the way up to up here. So that is Bitcoin dominance. And then we have the Bitcoin, the weekly chart of Bitcoin. So just like the total market cap, we are in an uptrend. You could see we're making higher highs, higher lows, and I would want to get in on a pullback. So the question is the pullback, right here, is this going to be this shallow pullback to 29,500, or are we going to get a substantial pullback down to this area, which is, 28,000, which is totally possible before we continue moving up? I don't know, but I do ultimately, for the bigger picture, expect us to continue to be moving up because, like I said, we're in this uptrend. So that's the Bitcoin on the higher time frame. Just generally speaking, I want to be buying the dips. All right, so let's go into Ethereum on the longer term trend. So with Ethereum, let's go like this. We were making higher highs and higher lows until this happened, and then we made a lower low, but then we made a higher low, a higher high, and then we made a lower low. So this is extremely choppy, super choppy conditions. What I would expect is it to come back down to 1800 area and then move up from there after forming what would be an inverse head and shoulders pattern at the resistance up here. So we have Ethereum for the long term, and now let's get into the actual charts. First off, if we look on the long term Bitcoin cycle, this is just a reminder. I think that according to this, the fourth cycle high should happen September 2025. So September 2025 should be when the next cycle high is, which means that typically this is the monthly chart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say there's 6 months of extreme bull market before the actual top. So that would be how many bars? I'm looking for the bars. I'm not looking for the number of days, but 6 times 30 is 180. So that would mean March 2025. Around March 2025 should be when we kick off the major next big bull market, according to this theory that I have posted up on here. And I have other videos going over this theory, so if you want to know more about that, you can know about that. But in the meantime, what's happening, what's going on? Well, we have that Bitcoin ETF with BlackRock, and I think just the general my general thoughts of what's happening is that we will continue to see Bitcoin moving up in price until the Bitcoin ETF is approved. This is not taking for granted, but assuming that the Bitcoin ETF will be approved. And that is based off the fact that BlackRock has had, I think, 570 approvals and 1 denial when it comes to ETFs. So because of that, I do expect Bitcoin to continue moving up until the ETF happens, and I'm going to be treating this like a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event. So we have that going on, and I don't know when I don't know when that it's going to be approved or not, but I heard that it should be a few weeks to a few months. I don't want to speculate at all because I have absolutely no idea. But it could be something just like what we had happen in 2019, where the price, continued to move up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months before falling back down and, continuing this bear market. So far, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, actually, we're in month 7 now. We're in month 7, and we've been nothing but up. Although it just seems like doesn't this seem like this happened like so quickly? Just even though this was 7 months, it just seems like it happened so fast. So that actually makes me a little weary now thinking about it, thinking like, oh man, it's already been 7 months of like up, up, up. And maybe because one of those months was down as opposed to over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where it was just nothing but up only. We did have an entire month where it went down. So yeah, I don't know. The feeling is really weird, but we are on the underside of this. I'm not even going to count this, actually. I'm looking at it, but this was like support, and resistance, and then support, and then I guess you could say resistance, not really, up here, and then resistance. So we're on the underside of this resistance level, which is not good, but I don't like to treat diagonals with too much merit. I don't like to treat diagonals with too much merit. Let's just take another quick look at the total market cap. Where are we? So yeah, we hit the 23.6, but like I want the wait a minute. This one to this one is the 23.6. So where is that? Major support reached. What is happening right now? Hold on a second. I need to check that in 1 second. I should probably check that right now. Let's look at Bitcoin. Oh, I see. That was probably something that was what do you call it? An alert that I put in a long time ago. So anyway, going back to the total market cap. Let me just take a look at this. So this is the 23.6 of this entire move. That's the 23.6. But what about just from here to here? That was the 38.2. What I would expect is this. I really think that this is where we're heading. Like this is the big resistance, because if you take the fib from this shorter, the shorter move down, this is the 61.8 of this move down. Plus it's the 38.2 of this entire move down. So there's two huge Fibonacci levels right here at $1.579 trillion. So this is where I would be like, okay, I want to be bearish now, up here. But until we reach then, it's hard to be bearish. I think that when the ETF comes out, this is where the price will be. I think the price will spike up to here. The ETF will come out, and then we'll start dumping, and we'll dump back down from there. So that's the total market cap. So let's just actually get into Bitcoin now. Okay, so we're getting into Bitcoin now. We'll start off on the monthly chart, and we'll just take a look at what it's looking like. So we had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like we had 5 waves down. So I would expect at least 3 waves up. So 1, 2, 3. I would expect a continuation of the move up. So we this doesn't really tell me much. None of these candles on the monthly chart tell me much. This one was extremely bullish. This one was a doji that was just indecisive. This one was obviously it was bullish, but it wasn't like as bullish as this one was. Also, it was a little worrisome because we were, overextended quite substantially. This one was an indecisive candle. Then this one was somewhat bearish. This one was somewhat bullish. And now we're only, 70, we're only 1 week into the month. So on the monthly candles, nothing that I could really tell you about what's going on right here, except I would say that we're leaning bullish. Like I'm leaning bullish because this is obviously is a bullish engulfing candle. So of last month, and typically bullish engulfing candles, they're bullish candles. So on the monthly time frame, we are definitely looking pretty bullish. And on the, let's look at this. The stochastic is overbought, but the monthly RSI is looking good. Monthly RSI is fine, and the monthly MACD is fine as well. All right, so that's the monthly. Now, actually, go down into the weekly, and let me see. Do I have anything different here on the weekly chart? Yeah, let me do that. So on the weekly chart, I have this laid out. Oh, I guess it was more on the daily chart. What happened here? Oh, I see what this is. Okay. So let me go into the monthly chart, but I want to stick with what I was just doing. So we have the weekly chart now. What do the candles say on the weekly chart? Well, let's see here. Obviously, huge move up, taking out all of these. That was super bullish. It's really rare to just, well, I don't want to say it's rare to have it go up and then fall back down, because that's the BART pattern that we all know and love. But yeah, this does seem fairly bullish to me. So we had this huge bullish candle, followed by an indecisive candle, followed by another indecision candle, followed by this week. This week is just starting, so there's nothing really to say on the weekly time frame when it comes to the candlesticks themselves. The only thing that's a little bit that's bearish is this right here, which is the constant wicks that are coming up, and then the price closing underneath the previous high. That's a little bearish, but I can't really say that it's overwhelming, Okay, so now I could look at the daily chart and this, range play that I was looking at. And personally, I think that if we close above 31,800, if we have a close above here, then I'm going to be targeting 36,000, because we were in this range, and then we were in this range, and then we were in no man's land, and then we were in this range. And now I think that if we close above here, there's nothing back here. There's no selling pressure from the price in this entire range, literally all the way until over here, really, which is, at 35,000 to 36,000. So I think this would be a very easy 10% if we do close at $31,800. And I'm looking at the daily. Let's go into this down here. So the MACD is looking pretty good. The RSI stochastic is in the oversold, which is good because it's moving up aggressively, which is nice. The RSI itself is looking okay. It's looking good. It's nothing amazing, but it's looking good. So things are looking fairly decent right now. We're in this range, very clear range. Here's the top, here's the bottom. So pretty much long the bottom and short the top is the play until we get a close up above 31.5. That would be or 31.7, I guess. So I want to do this. Yeah, so this is the resistance area. This whole area is the resistance. So if the price comes up to here, Yeah, you could sell. The game plan would probably be to sell, let's say you sell 50%, and then you just wait to see if there's bearish price action going on, and then you could add to your, you could sell more. And this is strictly from the trading account. This is not from my long-term investment account, of course. And then if the price, jumps up, then you could buy back, or you could buy, or if there is a bearish divergence, then it's possible that you could, sell and then aim lower. But I'm still, I was thinking that there was going to be some type of flush, some type of flush down to 20, down to here, if not all the way down to here. But yeah, I mean, it's looking like we've been in this range since June 22nd, really. So June 21st. So it's been almost 3 weeks and 2.5, I guess. No, 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks within this range of just, I don't know, 5-6% maybe. So the big picture is that definitely if it falls down anywhere within this region, I'm grabbing it. I'm absolutely going to be buying on the way down, and then, targeting a continuation move up. And for the short term, let's see if we have anything. Let's go down to the 12-hour. I mean, we're literally in this range, and typically what happens is when there's a range, the price likes to do this, where it goes underneath the range and then pops back up. And then if this is, let's say this is the high, right? Let's just say, this is what it is. Then it likes to come up, go above, and then fall back down to the low. And it just does that. So, I mean, this is the play. Buy the support, sell the resistance, buy the support, sell the resistance until it's not, until there's a breakout, in one direction, and not only a breakout, but like it's sustained, and then you could get into another play. So I have the weekly open and close labeled like that, but I think that should be more like this. And we're back above the previous weekly closes, which is nice. So yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty bullish. Like, I'm feeling fairly bullish, and I just want to buy in the support areas. I want to sell in the resistance areas. And what I don't want to do is do any trading inside of these areas. I don't want to do anything within this. I think that's the important part to understand. Like, if you're trying to be a trader, if you're trying to trade, then you have to know where are the opportunities, right? There's opportunities down here, like here and here and here. There were all these opportunities, right? And where were the other opportunities? Well, this one you wouldn't have known, but this right here, right here, right here, right here, these are all opportunities right here. Everything that happens inside is, in my opinion, is not, there's nothing there. It's called no man's land. I mean, look at this. Think about this. You do the breakout play because you're playing on the lower time frame, and you see, okay, this was resistance, and it was popping up. So let's say you're on the 15-minute chart or something like that, and you buy right here because this was a breakout play. Okay, well, if you didn't sell, then this one candle would have gotten you in the negative, and you'd be pretty screwed, and you would have gotten stopped out down here, or you potentially could have gone out at a small loss. But it's so much more complicated as opposed to just waiting down here. Oh, look at this big nice bullish candle, long wick candle at the support, let's buy here. It's instantly up. The price came down, and you would have been underwater for like literally 5 minutes, but then the price would have went up, and it would have stayed up for quite a while, and then eventually, you probably would have targeted up here, the previous highs. So now you're back here, but at least you're still in the green, compared to playing anywhere in the mid range. And I mean, look at this. Let's say you're playing the mid range, and you see, oh, resistance. When it comes back up, I'm gonna sell it. So you sell it right here, or you sell it right here, and then it's coming all the way down. Well, you want to take your profit, at the support. But what if you missed it? If you missed it, boom, now the price is all the way up here, so you're screwed. So that's why knowing like where to enter and exit is so important. So I'm gonna wait until price comes down to the support. I'm gonna wait until the price comes up to the resistance, and I'll sell up here, I'll buy down here. It's very simple. Okay, so next up we have Ethereum. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with Bitcoin for Ethereum. So I'm looking on the monthly chart, and what do I see? Well, I see a very, very bullish hammer candle on the monthly chart. Previously, or followed up a indecision candle, which was a follow up from a very bearish inverse hammer candle, or yeah, I guess you call this a long wick candle into the resistance. So we had a very bearish candle followed by an indecision candle followed by a very bullish candle, and now we have an indecision candle. So things are looking bullish for Ethereum. I mean, how many weeks in a row or months in a row, excuse me, can it be green? I don't know, but it doesn't look too bad. Did I write anything down? Yeah, I literally just what I just said. So on the monthly chart, the stochastic RSI is in the overbought, but the monthly RSI is looking fine, and the MACD is fine as well. So nothing really to say with that. Going down to the weekly chart, what do we have here? Let's look at just the candlestick. So we had this super bearish, candlestick. That was that huge wick, that came up, and then we were on the weekly time frame, low, high, lower low. So yeah, we were bearish, but we did just break the market structure to the upside. So now we are in a bullish market structure. So we are back into the back into the bullish territory for Ethereum, which is great. And this was a very bullish candle followed by this. So this triple candle right here is actually really bullish. So I am super bullish on Ethereum. Maybe we get a little bit of a pullback. I don't know. I mean, we already did get a pullback 2 weeks ago to basically 1800. Are we going to get another one, or are we going to come back down to, 1800 again, 1775? I don't know. But I just like Bitcoin, I want to be buying the dips for Ethereum. I could maybe see this forming an inverse head and shoulders. Did Bitcoin have that already, actually? No, Bitcoin didn't have that. But yeah, I could see Ethereum forming an inverse head and shoulders where it's like, this is the left shoulder, this is the head, this is the right shoulder, and then it, zooms up from there. But overall, I am bullish on Ethereum as well. This is let's see, the RSI is above the 50, which is great. The stochastic is in the oversold, which is pretty good. The MACD is nothing on there, but it's moving up, so that's fine. And yeah, what happened? We came down, we popped up to the 61.8, we came back down. And then we got to 38.2 of this move up, actually a little bit below that, and now we are sort of consolidating. So let me look and see this is the weekly time frame. Maybe there's something else going on that I pointed out in another chart. Well, this is the bullish order block, the down move before the up move that broke the market structure. So technically it could come all the way back down to, 1770. Typically though, with these type of candle formations, it doesn't. So I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. Let's go down into the lower time frames now and see, what we got going on here. Okay, so looking at it on the lower time frames, unfortunately, the lower time frames are pretty bearish. Looking on the higher time frames, yeah, look, this is super bullish. Breaking the market structure, got the pullback, and now move up, maybe a little bit. But like I said, maybe a little bit more of a move down before we move up, but ultimately move up. That's on the weekly. On the daily though, what do we have? This looks like it's forming a head and shoulders, and it's, at this level right here is very, very bearish. Lots of long wick candles up here and a move down before, that was pretty much a fake breakout before it moved back down. So what I would want to do for Ethereum would actually look for shorts, because this right here is the bearish order block right here. So look at this. We had the left shoulder move up, move down, then a big move up, followed by a move all the way back down to this to basically the almost the low of the left shoulder. And then typically what happens is we come back up to the neckline. So we have the neckline right here. This is the, why is this not, there you go. This is the neckline of this inverse head, of this actual Head and Shoulders pattern, and it's also the resistance back here as well, and it's the bearish order block. So that's a lot. That is a fair bit amount of resistance for Ethereum right at this level. So I would expect a move down from this level. Maybe something like this. It's like, you know, 2-3%, something like that. Will this actually come all the way back down to here though? That's the question. If it could come up here first, tag this right shoulder, get the neckline, and then dump down here to like 1800, just above 1800, that I think would be a good idea. And then you could long here to 2100, because Ethereum should be here. Ethereum should be here. I don't know why it's not right now, but yeah, it definitely should. So this would be the move that I'm looking for. I don't want to look for longs right now because this is the, I mean, this is the right shoulder neckline. This is the support down here. And so I want to look for longs either if this comes back down here, I'll look for longs here. Or if it comes up here, then I'll be looking for shorts, and really anywhere within this entire area. But right here, just like Bitcoin, I don't want to be looking for anything in this no man's land. I don't want to be trading. Look at how this looks. It looks like a character. I don't want to be trading in this no man's land, right? So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until it comes down here, and then I'll look for longs. Otherwise, if it keeps on dumping, then I'll long down here, you know, at 1800. I definitely want to long eventually. So it's whether I long here or whether I long here. That's the question. The one thing that I, don't really see, the one thing that I don't really see happening is if it comes up and then it comes up above this level 1920 and it comes back up to this monthly open. I think that if it comes up here and it stays above all of these levels, then we're probably going to go and see 2000 to 2100 relatively quickly. I think we'll see a nice pop up like that if it comes up here. So let me write all this out. Okay, so we have the Ethereum chart plotted out. Just a little recap. If it comes up here, I'll be looking for shorts, and if I get it, then that'll be great. Unless if it just pops up super bullish, no bearish divergence, no bearish candles, nothing like that on the lower time frames, then I won't touch it. But if it does pop up here and we get the bearish divergence and the shorting opportunity, then I'll short it. If it comes back down here, I'll look for longs, and if it comes down here, I'll probably just long it regardless. So that's pretty much Ethereum. Let's look at Ethereum against Bitcoin now. So I put this trade on last time because we had this huge move up on Bitcoin, which was a great reclaim of this previous support. Really nice looking, right? So I was not really expecting it to fall all the way back down here. Technically speaking, you could say that this is the bullish order block. It has not reached it yet, but that is what it is. And also this is the support. The only thing about this though is the fact that hold on a second, there you go, is the fact that we've been downtrending, down, and then like we should have gone up. So yeah, okay, so yes, this is bullish, this is nice and bullish, and we can come down to the support and then again and then move up from there. But we could also come down to the support, stagnate, and then drop down further back down into this larger time frame, like the weekly time frame, back into this larger time frame support down here. That is definitely an option. And actually, let me just move this down slightly. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. There you go. Yeah. So this would be the best longing opportunity for ETH BTC because they have this huge diagonal support. We have this huge horizontal support, and we have this previous bullish order block back here. I'll just plot it out. Why not? All right, so plot that out and then label this as weekly bullish OB. Okay, there you go. So yeah, I would absolutely be longing Ethereum if it comes back down here. The question is, like, is it? Well, look at the weekly time frame. You could see that we made a lower, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and yeah, even a lower high right here. So continually in a downtrend, and then this right here was a higher low. This was a low, higher low. So looks okay, but when we broke it, now we have a lower low, and then we have a lower low, and then we move up, and then we made a lower low, and then we made a higher low. So okay, maybe this is the support. That's what people are probably thinking. Maybe this is the support down here. But when we came down, we literally just crashed right through it, and we made a lower low. So we made a lower low, and then we had a little bit of bounce, and now we're making we made another lower low on the weekly close. So technically speaking, Ethereum against Bitcoin is not looking very good. However, I think that whenever the Bitcoin ETF gets approved, there's going to be a wave of Ethereum ETF proposals going into the market, and that's going to pump the ETH BTC chart up tremendously. So it's really, do you want to wait, or do you want to get in before then? And I would propose that getting in before then is probably the right move. And so I'm just going to be stacking my Ethereum in. I bought some right here after this reclaim, and if it falls down here, I'll buy a little bit more. And then if it happens to fall another 5%, I'll convert more of my Bitcoin over to Ethereum, and I'll just do that until we get a pump up, and then I could sell for profit. And it's pretty much my game plan with Ethereum. Hold on a second, let me double check. We also have, is there some type of, nah, I was gonna say maybe we had a trend line, but there's not really a trend line here. Maybe on the weekly time frame. Okay, so the weekly time frame does have this trend line. So we have this trend line on the weekly time frame, and that's going to be a pretty big resistance. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a pretty big resistance whenever we hit it. So I'd be weary on longs this is sort of not going to happen. If we come back up here and we hit this, then I would definitely want to take some profit. But yeah, I'm in my long right now, and like I mentioned, I'm just going to keep on buying Ethereum because I think that's the move. If you look at this overall, bottom to top, we're in the bottom 60%. We're underneath the 50 percentile. We're in the bottom 25. And when you're in the bottom 25% of a range, that's what you want to be, getting into and longing for your investments. So it's not bad. It looks sort of bad, but I have faith in Ethereum, and so I'm gonna keep on buying when it's underneath the 50%. I'm gonna keep on selling when it's over the 50%. It's as easy as that. Okay, so that is Ethereum. Okay, so next up, I'm going to do Quant Network because I am spotting something that I really like in Quant. So I see that Quant Network, it came up to this big resistance, and let me get rid of this. It came up to this big resistance and then fell back down, right? So let me just do this. Go to the weekly chart. First off, weekly chart, and you can see $100, big psychological number, lots of long wicks down into here, and then, a move up, and even back here, big move up, all the way back down, big move up, all the way back down, move up, etc., right? So that's the weekly chart. Daily chart, look at the daily chart. It was, looking pretty good. Little fake out down here underneath of it before giant spikes up, and now we're back into this zone, basically between $100 and $102. We're just above 102, but not a big deal. And what I'm seeing is, or at least what I'm seeing on the 12-hour chart, so maybe this is only a short-term trade, is that we have a bullish divergence. So look, this is the move down. We made a lower low. However, on the RSI, if you bring this up a little bit, we made a higher, Jesus Christ, we made a higher high on a higher low on the RSI. So that is actually really, really good. And this is a nice long wick candle. So going bait just off of bullish divergences and the stochastic in the oversold, and the RSI in the oversold, and the MACD coming up, possibly about to break above. I'd say that Quant Network is posed for a little bit of a move up, so I would not be opposed to longing it just for a short amount of time. Like even this right here, like the RSI is it's much higher right here, even though this made a lower low. So yeah, it's making higher lows on the RSI, which is really good. So yeah, if I was gonna long anything right now, I think I would long quants, because this was previous support, big support, big move right here, big candle right here, before falling back down underneath of it, having a lot of trouble. But given the bullish divergences, I think this really wouldn't be a bad play. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll put on a long for quants. You could just literally put this underneath the lows and target. I honestly don't know where to target because of this weird price action going on. But yeah, I would definitely do something like this. I mean, even if you just put on a 2-hour trade and say, okay, that's what I'm going to do, then that's what I'm going to do. And you target the previous SR level right here, which, you go back, you could see there was a lot of movement right here. There you go. That's good. I'm going to give this a shot. So I'll be right back. All right, so I'm going to end this video here. Please like this video if you have not done so already. It does help the algorithm. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. Of course, I'm going to go make a lot more videos right now and just keep on going, see how much I could get done. But yeah, I'm going to end this one here. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Quant Network. I looked through the other charts. I didn't really see too much that was just like screaming at me. So if something does come up, I'll make another video. I'll try to make a checking the charts video tomorrow or the day after that, and I'll look at alts and I'll do more, stuff regarding that. But right now I gotta make other videos, and I have to get back to making my course videos, which, by the way, oh my god, when I release this, it's gonna be so sick. I'm gonna release a bunch of videos, like how-to videos and trading tutorials, like on here on this channel, and they are looking so good. So it's gonna be a minute, but I'm working on them. So just know that, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. So thanks again for watching. Peace out. You're awesome. Bye.